I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw, I didn't want to put him down early. You all know I was handcuffed. I don't want to say anything that I will be regretting in the future. But all I can say now is the first 20 seconds was enough for me to end Jake Paul.
Win, and guess what? Jake Paul is right again, and this decision will prove to be positive for him.
Yeah.
But that said, he's got a broken jaw.
Done so much for me, and I just am happy and grateful, and just all the life memories that are created through these fight weeks and everything that we've done is just...
You've got to make this kid have a reality check. And that's what he actually did, because Jake Paul himself said, "Oh, shit."
This is how it ends, and it's brutal. Logan Paul just confirmed that Jake Paul is stepping away from boxing after his jaw was shattered by Anthony Joshua. Let that sit for a second, because this isn't retirement, it's fallout. It's damage control after reality punched through the hype. One fight didn't just slow Jake down, it exposed the ceiling he couldn't break through. And the most unsettling part, how calm everyone sounds now. When the noise disappears, it's because the outcome has already been accepted. And deep down, you can feel it. This doesn't feel accidental. It feels planned. If you're still watching, stay locked in, because this was only the beginning.
I hope that life pans out for you, because if you're unable to see this fight for what it is, you have a level of dark hatred, black energy in your heart.
Logan didn't sugarcoat it, and that's what made it hit harder. He said it flat out. Jake is stepping back after that loss and that broken jaw. A year ago, the narrative was domination. Now it's recovery and reflection. And listen closely, because fighters don't use words like step away unless something went wrong behind closed doors, something physical, something psychological, or both. There's a sense that details are being softened, carefully controlled, before the full truth leaks out. This is where things start getting uncomfortable, so hit like and stay with the story.
Yeah, I'm going to take some time off
to
go support Utah at the Olympics.
So sick.
Then she's going to move to Puerto Rico, move her here.
Jake's gratitude speech should have felt inspiring, but instead it felt final, like a goodbye wrapped in forced optimism. When fighters start listing memories instead of future plans, that's a red flag. Everyone praising his resilience feels off, because resilience is what you celebrate when winning is no longer part of the conversation. And here's the chill. People aren't debating when Jake comes back anymore. They're debating if he ever should. That tells you how deep this damage really goes. And trust me, the twist hasn't landed yet.
Body, I mean, that, you know, I wasn't being facetious before, but like, you never know the landscape of this, but more likely he's thought this is a good time to bow out or got a few niggles. And
then Eddie Hearn stepped in, and the tone shifted completely. This wasn't emotional spin. This was physical reality. Broken jaw, accumulated damage, a body finally talking back. And that should scare you, because when a fighter's own body becomes the loudest voice, the career clock is already screaming. Calling this calculated isn't praise, it's acceptance. It's the industry quietly saying, we've seen this movie before. And I'd bet there's a medical report sitting somewhere that nobody wants public.
Jake Paul knew exactly what his tactics would be going into that fight. He was in there just to survive. He wasn't in there to win. He didn't even try to win. He couldn't win. So when you know your mindset, you know your mind's like, I can't win that fight. What do? I've got to survive. How do I survive? I've got to run like a thief.
Duke McKenzie ripped the mask off entirely, and it got uncomfortable fast. He said Jake went into that fight just to survive, not to win. And once that idea lands, you can't unsee it. Survival mindset is death at the elite level. Analysts pointing out that every movement was about avoiding damage reframes the entire bout as a controlled collapse. And here's the real question, because this is where things don't add up. If Jake knew he couldn't win, why did this fight still happen? Because when you understand that, everything changes.
He's a big personality and he sells fights so well, and he's a big character, and the press conferences, the build-up to fights, and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent, and he'll be missed when he's retired. That is.
Spencer Oliver's praise almost feels cruel in hindsight. Applauding survival after watching someone crumble under real pressure is the purest form of irony. This is where the illusion finally snapped. Social media fame evaporated the moment real power touched him. And retirement here isn't losing a star, it's relief. Relief that this experiment didn't end far worse. And if that sentence makes you uncomfortable, it should, because everyone knows how close this came to being catastrophic. If this is hitting you, subscribe, because the truth only gets darker from here.
He's retired, he's not going to do it again. We've seen it before, and I'm quite sure the common word's going to be the boy that cried wolf. I think in reality...
Johnny Nelson didn't soften it, and honestly, he shouldn't have. Calling it humiliating but inevitable cuts straight through the noise. Online toughness doesn't translate when a real heavyweight unloads on you. The boy who cried wolf comparison hurts because it fits too perfectly. And here's the paranoia spike. When multiple veterans use the same language, you start wondering what they're all agreeing on privately but refusing to say out loud.
Like, other than boxing, there's a lot of egos involved, if that makes sense. Like, he said this, he said that, and I want this, I want that.
The fury reaction poured gasoline on the fire. Humiliation became the dominant word, and once that label sticks, it never washes off. Hospital footage, one-sided beatdowns, those images don't fade. When Fury says boxer in name only, it isn't trash talk, it's a verdict. And boxing never forgets who gets exposed. The silence from Jake's camp right now is louder than any statement they could release. And that silence, it's telling a story of its own.
But I think Jake fought a very, how do I survive long enough to land a right hand type of fight? And it made it a little difficult for AJ to get his timing. No excuses. AJ didn't look great. I'll be honest. He didn't look great. Didn't look like, an AJ we thought we were going to get, the marauder, the guy that was going to come forward and bang out Jake in one round. Pause.
Carl Froch's breakdown was surgical and merciless. He described a fighter overwhelmed, disoriented, absorbing punishment without answers. And remember, millions watched it live. This wasn't intelligent fighting. This was endurance without threat, prolonged humiliation disguised as toughness. Froch saying this wasn't a battle but a demonstration is devastating because demonstrations exist to teach lessons, and Jake became the lesson. But the fallout doesn't stop there.
So much back. He should have either grabbed on, took a knee, or at least threw a bit more back. He was sitting back with his guard up, taking punches. It looked messy. It looked like he was under attack, and he was hurt.
Dana White twisted the knife even deeper. He framed it as mismatched ambition colliding with unforgiving reality. And there it is again, survival. Taking bombs from Anthony Joshua isn't character building, it's career ending. Dana calling it a warning should freeze every crossover fighter in place. This wasn't entertainment, this was a line crossed. And once that line is crossed, there's no rewind, only consequences.